There's something comforting in what is spooky. There is something comforting about the idea of people gathered around and telling each other ghost stories, spooky stories, stories of the unknown, stories of the peculiar and weird and bizarre and fantastic. The genre of horror is the only genre that truly focuses on our mortality. But why would anybody want to be reminded of their own mortality? As someone recently said to me, life is filled with so much scary stuff. Why would I want to spend leisure time trying to be entertained by more scary stuff? Life has enough. The genre of horror is rather interesting because, as Stephen King said, it might prepare us to face the real scary things in our day-to-day life. Maybe these creative stories that we watch and we listen to are in some way, some primal way, preparing us to face the real scary things of our day-to-day lives. And maybe the penultimate of that is our own mortality. It's interesting, when you're younger, you kind of think you're invincible. You don't think about your own mortality when you're younger. You do more risky things. You live in a way as if you're never going to die. When you're in your 20s even, you look at somebody who's 35 as ancient. They might as well be 100. The fascinating thing about the horror genre is that human mortality exists for every age group. No one is invincible in the genre of horror. Teenagers can be killed. Children can be killed. Not just us adults who actually are reminded of our mortality right when we're supposed to be sleeping. You know, when you put your head on the pillow and you need to get up at a certain time the next morning, and all of a sudden you start thinking about things that happened 15 years ago. And then things about the future. What if? And oh my gosh, that's going to happen one day? The horror genre, I believe, is the most important genre. Not just for me personally, in my own life, but because it represents eras, it represents culture, it represents times, like some anthropological, like historical documents. You can watch a horror film from the 20s and you will see a time and a place reflected in a way that I believe no other genre can. And then you compare that to the 30s or the 70s or the 80s. And why is that? All the way up to our modern times. I believe it's because what scares us as human beings tells the story of history. What scares us speaks about culture and religion, or the lack of religion. The horror genre is not afraid to go into the taboo. And what is considered taboo is a reflection of a decade, a reflection of a culture, a reflection of a religion. If you think about it, people will say, don't talk religion and don't talk politics. But are those really that taboo? Maybe the horror genre focuses on the biggest taboo of all, our mortality. And it does so in a way that maybe, as Stephen King says, helps us prepare in some odd way, but also entertains us like the friends gathered together to tell each other ghost stories. That cozy comfort of Halloween candles, or a fireplace, or an old spooky mansion, or a hayride at night, or that first time you get your license and you decide to drive at night. On a road that's empty because it's so late. The chills you get down your spine. The laughter, the screams, with others and alone. It's interesting. When I watch my nightly movie, if it's a movie that really scares me, I'll run to my bedroom as quickly as possible and turn all the lights off and empty the dehumidifier quickly. And for one split second, I'm not old anymore. That's interesting, isn't it? That the genre that focuses on our mortality can make me feel young when I'm scared. Happy Halloween.